the guinea pig collective. All will be assimilated. Resistance is futile. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Bunch of slap-jawed faggots around here.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome back to another Guinea Pig Collective Nibbling Live. So today we are talking about Memorial Day. We're talking about what the holiday represents and what it actually means. Today's the day to actually get out there and celebrate those fallen heroes from years past that many of us really overlook in our everyday lives. And this is one of those days where we get out there and we celebrate them for all the sacrifices, the supreme sacrifices that they made to make our lives better. I know this is more of an American holiday. It's not really a holiday overseas, but it's one of those ones I think a lot of people, they really mistake exactly what this holiday is supposed to mean. They think this is a day to get out there and celebrate veterans and everything like that. No, that is actually Veterans Day. Today's Memorial Day to celebrate the fallen and the sacrifices they have made. So what's going on? Jens is in the house. What's up, Jens? I hope you're doing well. Trina also in the house. What's up, Trina? I know it's another one of those impromptu streams that I sometimes do. I give absolutely no warning because a guinea pig doesn't have to. We're going to do exactly what we want to do, exactly when we want to do it, because, well, that's just the way we roll.
What?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
But I know there's a lot of people out there that probably have a lot of their own stories about, you know, whether it's family members, relatives, a friend of the family, or somebody that they actually know that was in the service and made the supreme sacrifice, or is just no longer with us anymore. To all those people, the Guinea Pig Collective gives the tip of the hat and a heartfelt thank you for the sacrifices that you made for all of us to have better lives. Now, when we get into some of the things where you see a lot of these people, I don't care if it's on YouTube, I don't care if it's on Twitter, Facebook, doesn't matter. Whatever social media site or wherever you are in the world when you're out and you are about, if you see people actually making light of this day, if you see people that are just mocking other people or they want to attack other people because they think this is the day to do it on, 100% you get out there and you counter those people, because this is one of those days where we're celebrating veterans that gave the supreme sacrifice, and I am not going to tolerate some scumbag using it as a day to sit there and push their agendas and push their goddamn garbage when it should be a day to celebrate these people who made the sacrifice. No, screw you. I will come right at you. I've come after these people repeatedly over and over again, and some of these platforms get really offended by the fact that I am willing to not take their shit and that I'm willing to stand up and say something to them. If I had the ability to get right in their face, I would. I would spit in their goddamn eye. I would let a damn pig nibble off one of their toes, and I might push him down a well with Will, because Will is still in a well. And if you don't know who Will is, you haven't been watching United Resistance. What's going on, Solar Warden? What's up, bitches? What's up, man? I hope that you're having a good day. But it is absolutely imperative that we counter these idiots and their absolutely ridiculous takes, their stupid agendas. And really, today is one of those days that we need to counter them. We can't let them spew their kind of garbage out. Matter of fact, apparently I pissed off the Twitter gods again because I went after one of those people. Now, it was like a week and a half ago, maybe even 2 weeks ago, I countered one of these same stupid people, and I called them, I told them to go eat some crayons. And apparently that got Twitter all kinds of highly offended, all up in their fifis to the point that they were saying that I was promoting self-harm or suicide or something, and they were telling me that I should like, what? Because I told somebody to eat crayons. I even looked it up just now. I was like, is there something really toxic in crayons? Because I didn't think crayons were toxic. So I had to look it up just for my own peace of mind. And sure enough, they said the worst case scenario is that crayons may give you a mild laxative effect. Yet somehow Twitter seemed to think that I was promoting self-harm. They had actually, even though they said they restricted, they had actually locked me out of my account. And then I had to fight them with the appeal. I had to use the simple Google search thing that I found to actually counter their nonsensical fucking, what was essentially a suspension for something I said. I had to counter it before they unlocked my Twitter again. Why? Because there's a bunch of easily offended automatons that are more worried about fifis than they are about facts. And the minute that they get butthurt, they are looking for some way to take you down. And I know this was actually Twitter and not the person that I'd actually sent the message to, because the minute I posted the damn thing, my account was immediately locked out. This means Twitter was watching me, because there are highly offended idiots still sitting there in that company. So Musk, you need to get your house in order if you truly do believe in free speech. This is not the way to go about it. The minute somebody says something that is just mildly irritating to somebody else, that they're going to get banned off the platform, they're going to get silenced and thrown into Twitter jail, or just locked out until they admit they did wrong and delete a post. My old account on Twitter is still locked out because I refuse to eat crow that they want me to eat and say, yeah, I was wrong for making that post, because I absolutely wasn't. I absolutely wasn't. The old account that got locked up because I told somebody that all they do is they commit a bunch of bullshit posts, that they were frauds, and all they do is bitch, bitch, bitch. And apparently saying that they bitch, bitch, bitch is equivalent to me calling them a bitch, bitch, bitch in the eyes of Twitter. And they want to admit that I did wrong and that I incited hate speech and violence. You can go fuck yourself. I will not admit to something that I didn't do, and you are not going to force me. I would rather lose my ability to be on Twitter at all than to admit something that I didn't do. I am not going to admit to something that is a false statement, just so you could feel better about yourselves. You can kiss my ass. The purple ones taste like grape. The most hated guinea pigs on Twitter. We absolutely are. They really do despise us. I just don't get it. And you know what? This war with YouTube and with Twitter, as much as I've gone off on these people, you would almost think that I was the one that instigated. I did not instigate it. They came after me first, and then I reacted to their bullshit. This is just the way it works. I'm not going to go at somebody for no reason whatsoever. You have got to give me a reason to go after you. And if I do go after you, you can take it one of two ways. You can take it as, okay, maybe I fucked up here and maybe I misread something. Or you could just sit there and hang on to your fifis and get highly offended why I just make you look like a fucking idiot. Because 9 times out of 10, that's going to wind up happening unless you get a situation like my old Twitter account where they refuse to address my appeal. They refuse to back down on their bullshit fucking take. And so I am resorted to just calling them out. Like I've said it to freaking Elon Musk a couple times. Yeah, okay, well, how come my fucking appeal still hasn't been addressed? No answer to that. I see other people, if you have a big enough Twitter account, of course, you're going to get that preferential treatment, and they are going to restore your account immediately because, blue check mark, or you're a celebrity, or whatever the motherfucking case may be. Free speech for all doesn't mean you get to pick and choose who is allowed to still be on the platform and talk when they say something that may be deemed as mildly offensive to somebody because they have some overinflated fucking ego about themselves. Absolute bullshit. These people really need to get on the ball, and they need to freaking look at exactly what they're doing. They need to address all the problems that are still there with their damn service, or else they're going to wind up slipping right back into the cesspool that it was before. And it does seem like at times that that's what's going on. And it's the same thing with YouTube and their bullshit. Just because Auntie Susan's supposed to be leaving now, whether or not she actually left or not is still open for debate. But nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change with YouTube until they start losing money. I mean, that's one of those things. I mean, look what's going on right now with Target. It was $8 billion that they were in debt. Now they are $10 billion in the hole in losses now because of all the bullshit that they were pushing. How much more money do you think that they're going to need to lose before they actually open their eyes and realize, okay, maybe this was the wrong path to take? Once again, they misconstrue the problem that everybody has with the shit that they're doing in a lot of these different stores with the LGBTQ agenda kind of crap. For the most part, most of us don't give a rat's ass if you want to have a shirt or two with your stupid pride crap. The only thing we say is we don't want it right in our fucking faces, and we sure as hell don't want it fucking aimed at kids. Because the minute you start doing that shit, when you start throwing it in our faces, when you start aiming at kids, that is when you're going to receive blowback from us that don't want to see that goddamn shit. And that is exactly what is happening right now with Target. It's exactly what happened with Gillette. It's what's happening with Disney still. It's what happened with freaking Anheuser-Busch. They're getting blowback from people that are just tired of the agenda nonsense. We don't want to hear it anymore. And I mean, going right back again, I mean, all these things are kind of relevant to what's going on, what you see with a lot of these different holidays, whether it's Veterans Day, whether it's today like Memorial Day, where they don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about their feels and what they feel is offending them at the time. Instead of worrying about what the holiday is actually supposed to be about, they're more worried about putting their agenda-driven nonsense into everything. Once again, what they're doing is they are not just, disrespecting a holiday. They're disrespecting every single veteran that did pay the ultimate price. All the people that we should be celebrating, they are disrespecting every single one of them when they're pushing their agendas on holidays like this. I love seeing the fully stocked Bud Light section. What a fucking wonderful thing for Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch to eat a whole bunch of crow and have to buy back all those beers because they lost so much damn money. How does it feel? How does it feel? You keep doing this kind of shit and you will pay the price. And that's one of the things that I've been saying from the beginning. That's what a lot of us have been saying from the beginning. If you want to hurt these companies and you want to make them see the light and stop pushing this kind of agenda-driven nonsense, stop giving them money. It's as simple as that. Like all these people that sit there and they talk about how much they hate what Marvel is doing, what they hate Lucasfilm is doing, and all these other freaking companies. Doesn't matter which one it is. What do they wind up doing? They wind up still giving these companies money. I mean, I seem to recall a bunch of people crying in the blues about what TSR and freaking Hasbro was doing with Dungeons and Dragons. And what were they doing? They were still playing the latest edition of freaking Dungeons and Dragons on live streams. Really? Really? You are really fighting that so-called culture war that you're a part of, right, Culture Warrior? You are fighting absolutely nothing except the, ability to label yourself as the biggest shill in the universe. They got an agenda that's funded by the NWO to make soy nerd bitches. You're damn right, Jens. They do. They do. Target living up to their name. Dummies did it to themselves. They absolutely did. They absolutely did. And they're going to continue doing it because apparently they haven't learned their lesson. Bud Light is screwed because, let's face it, all light beers are the same. There's no reason to go back. You know what? And that's a funny thing you should say, Solar Warden, because I remember when I was younger, a lot of people would talk about these light beers. And one of them in particular is they would talk about Coors Light, and they would call it Girls Light because if you're a guy, you're not supposed to be drinking Coors Light, and you sure as hell shouldn't be drinking Bud Light either. But now it's like the hip thing to do, and that started with all the fucking hipsters and shit in the late 80s and early 90s. They're the ones that were pushing that kind of like, let's drink light beer, and let's be light in the feet and everything, and be metrosexual. Oh, Jesus.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
These people are retarded. I don't care. They're absolutely retarded. I want to know what happened to the people that used to be tough. The people who used to go out and eat some fucking dirt on the fucking playground and enjoy it. The people that used to go into the jungle gyms and damn near break a fucking arm going through those things, and they survived to tell the story. They didn't run around saying that thing needs to be banned because somebody's going to get their fifis hurt on it at the very least. Where the fuck have we gone as a country when we've actually allowed people like this to dictate the narrative? Seriously. Guys, if you want to stop in and you want to make your thoughts known, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat. Once again, this was another stream that I didn't promote. I didn't really make any plans for it. I just decided to show up and do the guinea pig thing. just nibble away at shit, because that's exactly what they do. But once again, thank you all the people that made the supreme sacrifice, all the people that fought for this country, died for this country, and the ideals of what this country was founded on. Thank you to every last one of those people, because they deserve all the accolades in the world for what they have done. And for all these fakes out there, like some of these politicians that are grasping onto this to try to make themselves look virtuous, unless you really mean it, unless you're out there actually celebrating and you're putting like flowers and wreaths on the graves of some of these people, especially since you're a politician, you got all the goddamn money, you should probably just shut your mouth and tell people, celebrate these people who sacrificed for this country. Celebrate them and thank you, and then leave it at that. Don't give some long-winded bullshit story that you don't fucking mean, because it's all bullshit and it's very transparent. I'm guessing Bud Light is sold at Disney World in phallic-shaped mugs. I bet you it is. Right next to the green and blue soy milk. What's up, Jens?
Well, I'm a bit disappointed in you, Tommy. I'm not happy with you fucking trying to stop Americans from having their children having their private parts removed. What sort of person are you trying to make America? You'll probably want Americans to start watching masculine action and that next.
You son of a bitch, Jens. You know what you're going to make me do? In honor of your wannabe trans identity shit, I'm going to tuck and roll you. You son of a bitch. How you like that?
Yeah, I'm only joking.
I know.
Yeah, obviously, I don't mind a light beer and that, but when it's promoting to have your child's genitals removed, then you're like, no. I don't even drink like you say.
That shit is terrible. It's terrible what they're doing to children. Like, what happened to the old adage of just letting a child be a child? Let a kid be a kid. I remember back when I was younger, we had one of the stores, Lionel Kitty City. So Kitty City used to have that in their advertisement where a kid can be a kid. What happened to those kids?
Well, it's the agenda, as you know. It's one of them where the need to make people a bit stupid, and obviously if you're like having your genitals removed, you haven't got that much intelligence to realize that they haven't developed the technology and science research to make it an effective penis or vagina. Usually problems with it. So they're wanting to just have people mutilate themselves because they need stupid people, because they want to depopulate the earth.
No, you know what? And it's one of those things I truly do believe they want to depopulate the earth. There's been a lot of things going on and a lot of things that are being brought to light to prove that. And what's going on? Pacific 414. Hope you're doing well, Mike. Good to see you. I just seen an article lately, or, there was actually a thing that they were sharing around in a few of the chat groups, and they were talking about the vaccine. Now, a lot of us knew that this vaccine shit, or the shot, whatever you want to call it, so they don't get offended at YouTube. But that whole shit, it actually goes back a lot further than what they try to claim. And a lot of the bullshit where they were, somebody was saying, the Warp Speed Project. Well, guess what? There's a thing out there. It's proof that this shit was around a lot longer. I mean, I know that there was a patent filed on that shit at least back in 2016 or something like that. But they're saying that one guy was saying it goes back even further, and they saying it actually goes back into the 1990s where they were doing experiments with that type of virus, and they were actually trying to patent shots for it. So this is not something new. It's been in the works for a long time. And what's going on, Soul Assassin? Go ahead, Jens.
I think I heard that they started doing all this sort of research stuff in the 1950s. So I think that's when they like found the what's it called? The not coronavirus. It's the cold, just the common cold, but they probably found the sort of like DNA sort of structure of it. Oh, man's got on a blank. It's not corona, or is it?
Well, the corona is actually a whole series of viruses that are part of, all part of the same family. In case I didn't say it earlier, Frankie, I know I seen you chat. What's going on? And real quick before we move back into that, kid could be a kid to the late '80s, early '90s when parents start saying what we can watch, listen, or play. Remember the PMRC? I do remember the PMRC and all the bullshit that happened with. Yeah, swine flu. Yeah. But that's one of those things. I mean, when I was younger, I never really heard about, go get your seasonal flu shot. I never heard of shit like that. Like, part of this thing that I was watching where they were talking about that they were doing this shit with that virus since like the 90s. That makes a lot of sense because that's, sometime in the late 90s, I remember starting to hear about like flu shots all the time. I remember hearing about it right around then. And this was the same time that they were working on development for all this shit that's leading up to what we got now. Because the guy in the article or the video, he even talks about the spike in the virus. So this is known about. This is not new. It's not new. They've known about it for a while and they've been experimenting with it for a while.
Yeah. Well, like, I remember back in the 90s when I was still at school. I was like 15, so it was like 14. It was like my last year or two at school. But a lot of like mad cow disease, like spina bifida sort of fucking stuff was going around with like bird flu and all. And there was a long time the camera sort of crew from the local news station came down to film us eating our like lunches. Like, but I want on camera. The fuckers, they like cut me off. My mate, who I was sat opposite to, he was on camera, but they fucking edited me off, the bastards. Probably because I was like, because they don't want you staring at the camera, making yourselves, and so maybe I was doing that too much. I don't know.
It's just nuts when you start looking into it a little bit further and you start seeing all the lies that a lot of these mainstream companies have been putting out. I mean, it's the same bullshit when you go into the entertainment field, like all the lies that these big companies put out to actually, make it look like they're virtuous when, like, their movies are not being accepted by most people. And it's the same thing with this bullshit with the story with these shots and all that. There's a lot of people that are just not buying into this bullshit whatsoever, and they haven't from the very beginning. But then there's just as many people, maybe they didn't want to believe it, but they were scared into it. Because I know people where they were scared into it because they were frightened to death that they were going to die because they've seen movies where people got sick and this could happen. Like, don't be a fool. Don't be a fool. Look into shit.
Yeah, well, luckily enough for me, I'm a bit of a loner. And like you know, Tommy, we're so like the same. We don't give a fuck. And so if someone comes up to us crying about me not having a shot, I will look in their face and tell them to fuck right off. And they will see by the deadness in my eyes that if they do start any trouble, it's not the shot they're going to have to worry about. It's going to be me controlling my anger. But anyway, there's a lot of peer pressure because they will go for people who are not like us, who won't tell people to F off and that, And so they will be like, oh, you got to you're killing us. Like, if someone started, like, screaming, you're killing us, because me and you will be like, yes. So what are you going to do about it? Where some people they went and got the shot just to shut up people from fucking, and there's them spiteful cunts and all. The sort of people who fucking, if they haven't got an ice cream, they don't want you to have one. Where they got the shot and then they realise, oh shit, this isn't good. But I don't want to be the only one. I want everyone to be in the same boat as me, so I don't feel as much as an idiot for taking the shot. And they're the convinced people.
Well, those are the same type of people that you see on Twitter all the time, the ones that are absolutely miserable, and they're not going to be happy until they drag you down into the same misery that they're wallowing in.
Yeah. There is them people who they know, like with guitaring and that. There's like some guitarists that are like half decent, not great, but they don't want you to be great, and so when you start like playing shit and that they can't play, they will act like it's shit, and it's like, well, if it is shit, it's because your ears are soiled. Fuck.
Hey, what's going on, Cap?
Hey guys, sorry I've been MIA. I've had to deal with diabetic issues and crap, which hasn't been fun.
Yeah, diabetes is not fun. I mean, I went through type 2 diabetes. I mean, I got lucky enough to beat it, but I had to take a very, very, how could I put that? It was a very tough stance that I had to take on it, where I had to cut 90% of the shit out of my diet, and I was eating next to nothing.
Yeah, severe diet change there, isn't it?
Yeah, we're getting towards there, but we tried that Ozemp. I don't want to get you, but we tried the Ozemp, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me sick for like 5 weeks, and I was bowling over like in the fetal position, and I kept on telling the doctor, like, no, give it a few more weeks, give it a few more weeks. And I was like, look, take me off this crap. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I cheated tonight. You know what I had for dinner? I don't give a flying rat's ass. I had me a big ass bowl of honeycomb cereal with a lot of milk. I couldn't stand it anymore. I was like, Jell-O, and
Well, I think that's a thing. I think that's the thing of a lot of us. As we were growing up, we didn't really think in terms of moderation for a lot of that stuff, and that's one of the reasons that like type 2 diabetes became a big problem for a lot of people, because we didn't look at moderation. We didn't look at all the shit that they were putting in the foods, because we weren't thinking about that kind of stuff. And eventually, for a lot of us, it did catch up with us.
Yeah, and it's hard because I've tried all those big medications except for one, and all the other ones make me make me sick, and I'm like, damn, what are we gonna do? But I did cheat today, and I've been eating good. I lost some weight, but I was like, I don't know how much more I can lose, but I'm trying real hard,
soft drinks, sugary soft drinks. I think that's one of the like leading, because it's got loads of sugar in, even though it's great, but
yeah. Well, no, I've gotten rid of all of that, and we're just now back to our regular medicine that really hasn't done anything. But my A1C was 10. So last time, hopefully when we go for blood work this time, it's at least gone down, because I have been eating barely anything. And you're right, you got to pay attention.
Off, because when your body isn't getting any exercise, that's when it will store food fat, because it's like thinking, oh yeah, well, I mean, and so to get your metabolism going, you got to do exercise, and so that's when your metabolism will burn it up for energy.
Well, yeah, that's true to a degree, but there's actually also certain foods, regardless, will just store instead of
yeah.
being ready to burn. That's why they say if you want to kind of kickstart your metabolism, eat like a lot more meat products. Like I don't care if it's like plain chicken or plain beef or something like that. If you eat a lot of meat products, that will actually kickstart your metabolism. Anything that's like high carbs, like breads and stuff like that, they just automatically want to store.
Yeah. Well, there's like a lot of food that has got like high carbs and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, I've been eating the chicken with nothing on it and stuff like that. So keep your fingers crossed because, as you know, 10 is high on that test. And so, but anyway, other than that, so what's going down?
Not much. We were talking about, what today's holiday meant and what it should be celebrated as, and all the people that are trying to spew their agendas. And it just kind of trickled down from there until we were just talking about other things that weren't even on there. Soul Assassin, he says, yeah, less takeout and more homemade food helps a lot. And soda is a problem because it's easy to access and get addicted to. And absolutely it is, because there's a lot of people that can't stop drinking soda their whole damn lives. But we started off talking about Memorial Day, respecting all the people that have fallen for the country, that gave their all for the country, what it should mean to us, and why we should actually step up to these idiots who are trying to use this day as another one to further their agendas. I damn near got myself. I think I came close to get myself thrown off Twitter again because I won at somebody and told them to eat crayons again.
Oh my God. I love it because, you're right, because it's about, my mom had to explain to somebody else in the family, Memorial Day is not a party day. It's a remembering day of all those who came before. And, price of freedom isn't free. And, we shouldn't have a party. And then I was like, you know what? All those ass wipes that take the day off, that hate America, they should have to work. You know what I mean? To me, they should have to work.
I think they should be digging ditches.
Well, yeah, working, yeah. We can put them over here because I want that damn 5G I want that 6G fiber optic or whatever the hell's coming next. Yeah, send them over here and I'll sit with shotguns and just say dig so I can have my fiber network in the boonies.
You know what we really need? Now, maybe this is just me. This is what I think we really need. So we need a series of barter towns from Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, like all across the country. Yeah. And that's where we can put all these weirdos working in the shit mines. The crates of methane.
Hey, let's send them to that country where they put the kids to dig for lithium. Let's send them there. Let them dig. Jesus. Like that episode of Star Trek where they make them dig for mine.
That drives me nuts. You see all these people, they talk about the green energy and everything like that and how you got to have these rechargeable cars and everything like that, but they don't take any consideration whatsoever to all the kids that freaking suffer and lose their lives digging for the lithium, digging for cobalt and all this other shit to make their goddamn rechargeable cars. They never think about that shit.
No, it takes more oil to make a electric car than it does for the average sort of car using oil.
That's true. And too, you dumb Fs, those batteries aren't environmentally friendly anyway. And I just saw a video earlier of this car at a charging and the battery, you can't get rid of it and you can't dispose of it really properly. No telling what's running through our dirt and our water, and it's just crazy. Yeah.
And they're expensive and all because that was one of the things with these electric cars where when you buy them brand new and that, I can't remember how long the batteries last for. But it's probably you're gonna have to replace that battery if you're like going to be using it quite a bit,
Yeah.
for a few years. And then the batteries, like, are real expensive. I think they nearly cost as much as the car itself.
I've
Yeah,
actually heard a few of them where they said that the batteries cost more than the cars on occasion. And what's going on, Tony? Good to see you. We to you too, buddy. But yeah, and you know what? I mean, think about it this way: when you're talking about the car with the rechargeable batteries, think about rechargeable batteries that may be used for things around the house, whether it's remote controls or whatever. Think about how long those things last, and you think about the discharge rate of those batteries over time, where they start losing a little bit more power, and they don't keep charged for as long. It's the same thing with those batteries in those cars. So the more that these people run them, and the more that they have to recharge them, the faster those batteries are going to die. I do think that they said on average the batteries in most of those cars last maybe about 8 to 10 years, which They say that's an average, but their average is always a little bit higher than what it really is. Because an average car, I think your battery might last 5, maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing though. After about give them 8 years, sort of thing. You expect a car to last longer than that, because at that stage, you've either got to try and rip someone off by not telling them that the battery needs changing, or sell it really low price because the battery needs changing and no one's going to buy it at a high price. So I think they lose the value definitely after about 8 years, because battery's just dead. Well, not dead, but
my car is on 6 years old, and I just had now y'all gonna listen to this. I only have 31,000 miles on the car. For 6 years. But the dealership was like, oh my gosh, I was like, look, I only go where I need to go, and I don't piss around. I go where I need to go and get my stuff and go back. I don't do any joyriding anymore, sightseeing, nothing. I just get my shit and go home. And they checked the battery, and they said it's fine, because usually it should be replaced by now, but it was fine. Nothing wrong with it. I changed the oil and, do what you're supposed to do every so often. And, because it's too expensive. They tried to buy my car at the dealership, and I was like, are you crazy? Because I said, I know you're going to pay me X amount of dollars, and then you're going to double the price. And, so I said, forget it,
They always say, well, the minute that a dealership is looking to buy a car, that means that's probably one of the better models that was out there. Because my wife had something similar with a Kia that she has. That particular year she had was actually in high demand because it was one of their better years when they were producing that model of Kia. Monty Tony says, to my guinea pigs, please keep our gerbil brothers in your heart as we enter Pride Month. Soul says, isn't the batteries toxic for the environment? Yeah, it absolutely is. I'm Not Creative 22. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. What's up? I'm Not Creative. I hope that you were doing well today. Thank you for being here. And Chuck is in the house as well. What's up, Chuck? I hope that you were doing well. Go ahead, gentlemen.
Do you want me to get you a onesie, Monotony? No, I'm just kidding. You know what? My mom wanted to go pick it outside of Target, and I'm like, no.
Yeah. I think we should celebrate more of the LGB and SPQ plus community, because they're making the world a better place by removing children's reproduction organs. And so that if because they're all on about bum sex to try and fucking promote pride. I don't think that's the right case, unless it's being a woman.
Right. I don't agree with that either. But I heard on the stream earlier today, they were like what is it you said? LG. What is it? LG. Okay, we'll just say the LG part is trying to
alphabet soup.
Yeah, well, part of the alphabet's trying to break off from the rest of the soup, and I'm like, well, y'all bitches better hurry up and break off because they've already hijacked your shit, and
Yeah,
they were,
well,
you know,
yeah, yeah. This is
and
Pride now. Pride used to be about scissoring and bumming each other, but now it's about having your genitals removed, which I think's a good thing. Some people might think I'm just saying this to be a bit
I
controversial.
get where you're going, Jens. But to somebody who's just listening, they might be saying, "That son of a bitch right there." I get where you're going because you're saying some of these people need to not breed if they're actually spooning these agendas. But
Well,
in the same
some of them
token,
are a bit dumb, aren't they?
when you're sitting there doing it to children, and you're doing it to
yeah,
underage people who haven't even fully mentally developed. And I don't care what anybody says. I know everybody says, "Oh, well, once you're 18, you're an adult." Bullshit. Because I know, as far as my own kids that I've had, they didn't really start becoming adults until they were in their 20s, like 22 or so. That's when they really start waking up to the realization of what it means to be an
yeah.
adult. When you're 18, you're still a kid.
Right, when they started waking up, but then it takes another 5 or 6 years, and then in their 30s they go, "Oh wait, I think Dad and Ma were right." Yeah, you should leave the kids alone and let them be kids. We never had any of that crap growing up, and you just let kids be kids, and they're going to go the way they want to go. If all you can do is try to teach them right and wrong, and
Yeah, but
try to be
yeah, but
good
you
stuff. But now they
yeah, but
don't
you're
want to do
forgetting.
that.
Yeah, but you're forgetting about the fucking liberal single mother who doesn't want a son being too masculine because it's a bit too loud around the house. So she wants him to become a girl. So she makes him watch fucking Wonder Woman and Black Widow and fucking Charlie's Angels, and then all of a sudden he's believing that to beat up people you have to be a girl.
Yeah,
Well,
it's going to
it's
be
funny.
screwed up when.
No, go ahead.
Oh,
Jack,
yeah,
go ahead.
I was
all right,
just
yeah.
saying, down in the future, it's going to be screwed up, and the psychologists who are good are going to make a killing because, but
Well,
the
I don't know. Most of them will
bad
commit suicide,
or,
won't they?
yeah, those
Most
kind
of
of
them,
things, go ahead.
yeah. Well, if they get their bottom surgery done, most of them fucking realize that they can't have orgasms, and so they fucking usually end up topping themselves.
Yeah. I mean, I just, oh my gosh, I just, I mean, I haven't set foot in well, even before the controversy, I haven't even set foot in Target, but now I'm definitely not going to. But I had to do research on what else Target owns and all these other companies because, their fingers are deep.
Oh yeah, well,
You,
yeah, it's all like New World Order fucking corporations.
yeah,
That's why
and
they're getting bailed out.
yeah,
Because
and then
the
you
New
don't know
World Order, they've got loads of money. They've got so much money that they probably fucking like don't really know what to do with it apart from depopulate the earth so they can have like beaches to themselves. Because it doesn't matter how much money you got, like middle class people can just usually get the sort of same sort of hotel room and that shit where they stay, sort of thing. Because it was the price range was sort of where sort of working class, middle class people who would go on holiday could afford, sort of like somewhere nice where probably these globalists was there and there was too many fucking people on their beach. And because most of them probably doing crazy shit with their own kids, they don't want too many people on that beach or fucking golf course or wherever.
yeah, I mean, it's like in a way, I know, I think I know how this kind of started, But then I'm still flabbergasted on how it's gotten to just be like they don't hide it anymore. They just throw this crap out there and expect people to just open their mouth and eat whatever they're shoveling. And I'm like,
They have been recently, haven't they? Because there's been a lot of like lefty liberals who like think that to save the world, they've got to fucking sacrifice their own fucking well-being, and so they're all looking because there's some stupid bit. I remember a story where this old woman, poor bitch, she must have been lonely because she was fucking giving loads of money away to a fucking cat fucking thingy, or RSPCA, sort of like, you know, a cat rescue place.
Yeah.
Yeah. She gives so much money to them that like someone had to like sort out her account because she wasn't feeding herself.
Wow. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just screwed. When is it gonna stop? I mean, you know, what's next?
I know.
I mean, you know, and like over in the UK, what's next over there? Because
well, it's only going to stop when there's enough masculine men like me and Tommy and that. Oh, fucking, like, no, fuck you. You want to fucking do it? Come around to my house.
Well, I think that's the thing. It starts at the simple level of just being able to stand up to these morons, because really what they are is they're bullies.
Yeah.
So they will sit there because they got this thing, and it's more like a fad than anything else, because everybody's sitting on board because they're bullying people who don't know any better, and they think, oh, I'm going to get canceled, or I'm going to get harassed because they say I'm this or I'm that, because they're afraid they're going to get called a name. Like, when did we get to the point where being called a name was so upsetting that you had to bend your will, bend your knee to people, to agendas that you don't even believe in? It's absolutely nonsense.
Yes, amen. Because I remember when I was in school, and you know, some dude tried to bully me, and I got suspended because I finally had enough, and I punched him in the gut, kicked him in the crotch, punched him in the eye, and then I took the chair from the lunchroom table and I stuck it over him while he was laying on the floor going, and I started kicking him. And I'm like, you going to stop? You going to leave me alone? And after that, nobody bothered me all the way through middle school, high school. Nobody bothered me after that.
No, that's the thing. It only takes that one hit.
Yeah, well,
punch back.
It's that point.
Yeah, because
it's that point you said. When did people let names bother them? Back in the day, when you've had enough, you either try to say, look, you better fucking back off, or I'm going to bash your hole real quick. And it ain't going to be the fun kind. I'm going to kick your ass. You know, that's the way it was before. Now, you know, you don't sleep up in my bed and you don't pay my damn bills, so shut the hell up. And if you step in my world without me inviting you, you know, whoa, you know, because it's like, that's what I tell my before. They wanted to know everything. I said, look, until
you're breaking up a bit, Gap.
I'll wave and say hello.
It broke up just a little bit there.
Unless people is that better?
Yeah, it seems okay now. Yeah, it's like you were doing a little speak and spell there for a moment. Yeah, but you're okay now.
Yeah. It's like I tell people, unless I invite you in my world, stay the fuck out of it. You know what I mean? And just back off. And you know, I'm a talk.
Yeah, well,
but
that's why, like, they don't like that, because they like easy targets, because like all bullies, they don't want confrontational, especially if they think they're going to get fucked up. So they only go for easy targets because the bullies, they're not able to like do masculine things. So the bully people, even though
I think, you know what though, I think I'm not creative. I'm Not Creative has an awesome name for him. The Gestapo. I like that one.
That is hilarious. Oh my God. You know, and I should have filmed what I did the other day with, not to change the subject, but Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid box of cereal fell on the floor at Walmart and I ran right over it.
No. Well, those you didn't put it down, you can get away with that. And if it's on the floor, it's down to the staff to pick it up.
But
yeah,
you know,
but if you figured though, grabbed it and threw it on the floor, then run over your trolley.
no, it fell on the floor because my mom was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, it's just the Little Mermaid." She said, "Oh, no problem. Keep on going over it."
Yeah.
You know, but you know, back to the other stuff. I think some people are starting to wake up. You know, and
well, they've got no choice, have they? When they see family members and friends die, and that's when it does wake you up. When you're like, "Oh yeah, you remember fucking Tony or whoever fucking round the corner? Oh yeah, he's only 34, dead, heart attack, blood clots." Like, what?
Yeah.
Shit, maybe I should fucking look into some of these fucking shots and fucking experimental, because they're not even fucking. Because anyone who fucking took a shot should have fucking realised when the companies make sure that they're not liable for any fucking unknown side effects. You're like, well, fuck off. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna piss in your mouth, but you got to sign this ledger because any unnasty taste you receive.
Well, you know,
that's when it's no longer a conspiracy.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of slack jaw bundled sticks out there, and they're trying to lead you astray.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, you know, you know, I was worried at first, but I never did anything about it. And you're right. When they said they're not liable for anything, I was like, fuck that shit. I ain't doing it. You know?
Yeah. If anyone comes up to you and says, "Oh yeah, do you want to take this?" but I'm not liable for anything that happens to you, you're like, well, fuck off.
No. That's right. That's right.
Real quick, I want to hit some of the people in the chat. I know some of the guys were in here chatting. Thank you guys so much for being here and for adding to the conversation. Chuck said earlier, I wish I was a kid in the 80s again. I don't have to worry about all this craziness. I'm not creative ads on to that. I wish I could go back in time and stop this libtard madness. Anybody got a DeLorean and a flux capacitor? Chuck says, I have one, but do you have a shrinking laser? Frankie knows that those crazy lefties took a hard left turn. They keep going until they fell off flat earth. I'm not creative, ask you, Jens. And how are things in the UK, Jens? I'm up to my eyeballs in problems here in America.
Well, in London, it's a bit shit because it's really lefty fucking run. And where I am in Hull, it's a lefty run place. But we're northerners. And as I say, we're the sort of people who we don't give a fuck. We're like, hey, you wanna start some fucking trouble? Come over here then, because we can't be out. But if you come up to most people in Hull and start getting in their faces, there's going to be a confrontation, as I say. And so it's one of them where they're trying to fucking get everyone on like a universal credit and that shit because they're wanting everyone to be paid by the sort of like digital system so they can just turn it off easy.
Oh hell no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Because they want like the credit score and all, like in China and that, and so you basically got to do everything you're told, or you're not going to have any money. And if you do have any money, you're not going to be able to fucking use it much anywhere, really, apart from like fucking marketplaces
Well, you see what they have in China with all those cameras everywhere. They actually got it to the point where they can view and watch what people are doing at any given time of the day. And
Yeah.
if there is some infraction, some law that you have broken somehow, they can automatically fine you through their camera system. They fine you and they take the money directly out of your account before you even knew what happened.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why they want everyone sort of like as a sort of like like a computer sort of statistic, and so anything they're seeing that is not like complying with the then whatever rules they want, then they can like just de-level you like you would a fucking on a computer.
No, Soul Assassin. Gap nose, guinea pig food, balls, gut, face stroke, repeat if necessary. I'm not creative. I have a 10th degree black belt in insult and sarcasm humor known as slung flung dung. Nice.
Yeah, you know, my brother taught me that. He's like, he's like, hit him in the gut first, and then when he bowls over and lifts up, hit the head next, and then the crotch to throw them over.
you know what's even worse, and I don't remember what medical show I was watching at the time, but they said if somebody actually a guy gets kicked in their taint, there's a very good possibility that they could lose control of their bowels.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, if you run into one of those weirdos screaming in your face like these type of weirdos. My choice! My choice! My choice! There's always a good chance that could be a guy. So just aim for where the taint is and see if they shit themselves.
Yeah, no, that is a guy. Because I'm sure like there was another clip of him where he attacks some dude, and the dude attacks him like a dude because he was a dude, but he was dressed up like a woman, like you saw there, sort of thing. And because he's a bit fat, he has got some tits on him, so it's quite hard to tell sometimes. And so, but he knew he was a dude, and so you beat him up.
Oh my God, Jens. You just reminded me of something the other day at Walmart. I saw this guy, and at first my mom was like, is that a she, they, I don't know. She said, but he's got big tits. And he did, and it was a boy. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, well, I think some of them, because like, you see them dudes all like, they've had kids and everything, and they've been quite heterosexual. But once they get into like the 40s and 50s and they start getting moves, they just fucking think, all right, well, I could either go to the gym and fucking do some cardio and that shit, and a bit of weights to get the muscle back, or I can have a sex change. So I think some of them do, because like, if you've got moves and you're a dude, you're probably not getting much sex with women unless like you're married and that is your love.
You know, we used to have a name for those types back in the day. It was called Pat. What's going on, Dread Gaze? Just a drive-by hello from Miriam and myself. It's time for sleeping here. Have a great night. Eyes on you, Gash Afterbirth. Glenzer, what's going on, man? I see Glenzer in the chat, and I also see my good buddy Slasher is also in the chat. What's up, Slasher? I hope that you're all doing well. Remember to share because YouTube eats its guinea pig.
Yeah.
Well, Dread.
Let me get.
Wait there. Well, Dread. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Just a quick one here, because let me change the subject slightly. Slasher is probably pissed off and is with Darius, the little pussy bitch, because he let us down for fucking night. You're hearing Slasher? I mean, if you're hearing Darius, I fucking hate you.
I just wanted to say something in case Dread is still here. I know you want my gash. You've been after my gash. I don't know how long, but you can't have it.
You got to watch out, though. He's one of those selfish tops. So What's up, Vinny? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, have a great night, Red and Katie. Yep, absolutely. But
oh my God, you guys are on a roll.
This shit is crazy, though. I mean, with all these people, all these lunatics, and like I said, yeah, they used to be called. We used to call them Pat. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
It's Pat. But then now these weirdos are accepted somehow. Like, I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. And everybody's so worried about offending somebody else that they're afraid to speak their own mind at this point. I have never had that problem. I've never given a shit. I've actually offended a few people in the wider YouTube sphere that I used to once talk to because they didn't like hearing the truth. And guess what? I will spit the truth. And I really don't care if it offends you or not. I'm not going to hold back from it. And I'm willing to take criticism too. If somebody has something about me they want to say and they want to put it in a way that's understandable without coming off like a jackass just attacking, go ahead and say it. If you have a problem with something about the way I said it, just go ahead and say, yeah, I don't like the way you said this. And I will explain my point. And if we still have a problem like that afterwards, then maybe it's just time we part ways because it could get awfully ugly otherwise.
And you've got the link in the chat, which is an open invitation to like come on and say what you want if you fucking got a problem, like real men do. Because I'm doing a stream tomorrow, and I'll have the link in the chat. So open panel thing.
Yeah, I used to get in trouble a lot for saying the truth, but that's just the way it is. And also happened to me when I cheat once a week. So I went to McDonald's and I said, "Thank you, ma'am." And I came around and he goes, "I'm a they, them." I said, "Well, I don't give a fuck. Just take my money and pay, and let me go." And I said, and I yelled through the thing, "You better not fuck with my food."
You know what I would have told him? Look, I really don't care. But what all of you need to do is make sure that my order's correct. You want to sit there and you say them. You're multiple people. I think all of you probably need to see a psychiatrist afterwards.
Yeah, probably got your full fuck with. Because do you remember about 2 or 3 years ago, some cops nearly got poisoned because fucking it was that time where they wanted to defund cops and that. And some cop went to like a fucking McDonald's or a fucking KFC or whatever, some fast food restaurant where he'd got like a milkshake or whatever, and don't know exactly what was in it, but it was very sick. Maybe bleach or whatever.
I think it was bleach, Jens, because wasn't it a whole bunch of cops, like more than 2 or 3, because they all went to that one spot. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it was bleach. They put bleach in their shit.
Yeah, so but if there's anything wrong with any food, unless you know them well and that, you go, you but I won't say anything because you're always going to get it back with fucking some fucking spit or pubic hair in it.
Well, I made him redo the food because I wasn't happy, so I did do that. But I went inside. I went inside and I said, I want to watch. I want to watch you touch my food.
All right, supervision. Yeah, that's all right then. Yeah, I would say if you slag a fucking chef or some waiter staff off for their sort of food, don't let them go and take it somewhere where you can't see it and do something because it's or if you do, check it because because I think that's why they probably fucking most of them do that job just so it's like, oh yeah, I can fucking wipe my cock on the plate or whatever, and then watch them fucking eat off.
I can't wait to get to I'm not creative statement.
Monotony, King George rejected the Declaration of Independence because our founding fathers didn't use his correct pronouns. A relative pronoun is whatever. I call them whatevers. And I'm not created 22 We have an order for 2 cops. Hold the spit. Hey, does this look like spit to you? Ah, fuck it. And what's up, Slasher?
Hey, Slash around.
What's up?
Yeah,
What's up?
yeah, yeah.
Hello, Slasher.
I'm just saying. I'm pissed off with Darius. Like,
Oh,
where
I'm
is he?
I'm not happy either.
Yeah.
I didn't even get a response back on my fucking messages. So yeah, I'm not asking him anymore. So.
Can I
Yeah.
ask one thing? Is it one?
I didn't hear what happened.
Yeah, you broke up there, Gaff.
Is it Darius? Is it the
Yeah,
Darius
Munch
popcorn
out,
guy?
yeah.
No, Darius
like-
Punch Out.
Wow, I
Robocop.
missed the
He's got like a
drama.
Robocop.
No, there's no drama.
Okay.
There is with me. I'm gonna make a loads. Because as I said, he didn't reply to my fucking DM that I sent him, but I don't think he like reads my DMs.
Can I honestly say something to you two, Jens? You
Yeah,
left me waiting 40 minutes, and then the week before you left me waiting a
I turned
while.
up though. I turned up. I turned up. I know. I was late.
You know what? But you know what? I don't start a fucking stream so I could be waiting on people for 40 minutes. You know what I mean?
Well, I thought you would have just started it so like
Jens,
because I've seen it before.
Jens, I start the
I've
same
seen it
time
before.
every Jens, I start the same time every week. Tommy, what time do I send the link out?
Usually send it out in between 8 and 9.
There you go.
Yeah, well, I thought was going to join in and that at the start, but I was an hour late. But I'd seen it before, and so I can remember most of the film because I wanted to talk about the beginning bit.
But I don't want to stop.
Where he gets his egg
I don't want to
booted.
stop. But I don't want to stop the movie and then go to the next screen and bring someone in while the movie's already starting. I don't want to do that. I'm not doing these streams anymore. I'm not doing the movie streams.
No. Yeah.
Simple as that. Because if I can't gather together a panel to do the movie, there's no point in trying to do it. So that's it.
I mean, and like I said, I knew I might have problems. That's
but you know what? You responded to me. You responded.
Well, not only that, but I said it in advance because I knew something was coming up. So I mean,
but you also responded to me the day of. So I ain't mad at you for that. You responded to me the day of. So you didn't leave me hanging and then not fucking check your DMs for 3 days, 2-3 days, I think now. So
yeah. That's not cool when people do that to you. Not cool at all. I mean, here's the thing with a lot of that stuff. If you're sitting there and you're inviting people to your panel, and I mean, I know I do most of the time, my panels are free for alls. I mean, it's not to say that I don't actually have some set panels like when Vinny and I do our Thursday show that we do collectively on each other's channels. It's pretty much it's Vinny and I every single week. And then most of the time, Trina will be there if she can be, unless something is going on. And then some other people that might be able to stop in. Slasher, you've been on a few of the toy panels as well. Mm-hmm. But it's our core group that's always going to be there every single week. And if something happens where somebody can't be there, like if Vinny can't be there or I can't be there, it's one of those deals where we might do the show without the other co-host, or we might just push it for another week, depending. But we always let each other know way in advance because we know the shit's coming up. So you would expect when you give that kind of respect to somebody else that they'd give it right back every single time. And I know people get busy. I'm not saying that, but
absolutely. People get busy. I know.
But you got to show a little bit of respect in the same instance. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. To me, you're never too busy. It doesn't take that long to say, "Yo, something came up. I am so sorry."
Exactly.
Boof, and you're done. That's the way I operate in my life. I've gotten invited to a whole bunch of streams, but I can't make it a lot of times because of the health stuff or my medication. But I always say, thanks for the invite. I can't make it. Or, oh, damn, I just woke up and I missed it. you know, I got invited at the last minute, and I was like, I don't want to interrupt your movie. You're already 30 minutes into it. You know, I'll just watch the movie, and, you know, I'll get on afterwards or something and talk about it if you want. That's how I do it. But yeah, I mean, you're never too busy to stop and say, you know, it doesn't take that long to say, look, something came up, dude. You know, that's it.
You would think that if someone picked a movie for a movie stream too, that they would be responding, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
it was a fucking good movie, you know.
Because Jens and Darius voted for the movie that I was gonna do on Saturday. They voted for the movie. I put down 3 movies, and the 2 of them voted for it.
I was fucking
Oh.
gutted because I was going to fucking talk about the bit where he gets his head booted at the beginning. Because when I saw that, that was fucking great. If you haven't seen it, it's one of the most vicious head boots that, because it probably takes a run up and all because his health is a fucking fuck.
No. The one in Warzone was 10 times better because he actually crushed the whole guy's skull.
No,
Well,
I liked in Warzone when he threw the parkour guy off the roof onto the spike fence and then landed feet first on his face on his way down.
Yeah, well, I was going to agree that, like, yeah, it might not be the most masculine as Punisher, even though he's real masculine in it, but the Punisher is really masculine. And so, but still, fucking, the way he took that boot to the head at the beginning of the film, like, that was masculine. Even though he gets up and his head's all over.
And hello to Tina Bojan. I hope that you were doing well. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it.
They fucked up the origin story so bad in that movie, though.
Yeah. Like, as I say, like, I like all 3 Punisher films and that, but like, yeah, the action in Thingy was good though.
I don't know, that Dolph Lundgren one, you could have called that anything else and it would have been an absolutely fine movie. I think putting the Punisher on that was just poor. It was a poor choice, really, to just call that a Punisher movie. It wasn't the Punisher even in the movies.
Yeah, but you've got to remember the time it was made, like,
that was also the time where Punisher couldn't make. That was also the time when Marvel couldn't make a movie if their fucking lives depended on it.
Yeah, it was a time when, like, action movies were like not a big thing because apart from Superman, like, really, the rest of them, like, was never living up to that sort of standard.
Like Supergirl.
Oh yeah, that fucking ruined Superman for that because apparently what
up, Papa Cons?
Yeah,
what up, Papa?
Was relying on the money to make from Supergirl to fund Superman 4, but because it did shit, then Superman 4 the budget.
Canon also took over those last 2 Superman movies, and Canon has made some awful movies.
Yeah, well, it was like that with Red Sonja. Like, there was going to do a Conan 3, but because Red Sonja bombed and that, like, they didn't have the budget to do Conan 3.
Well, I don't know why they handed over the reins to Canon to do those Superman movies.
Well, I don't know, Jens, though, but as far as like the rise of the action films, that was in the 80s that you started to see the rise of the action films. I mean, you started seeing movies like First Blood, you started seeing movies like Cobra.
Sorry, that was my echo. My bad.
First Blood was in the 70s, late 70s. First Blood.
No, First Blood was 80s.
No, I'm sure it was 79.
No, First Blood was either 80 or 81 or 82. I'll look it up.
1982.
82, okay. I knew it was 81 or 82.
Can we make a movie called First Blood the they-them hunt.
First Blood, the Dylan Mulvaney story.
First bud.
I know y'all seen it in the stores. They're trying to give that piss away. I'm telling you, I saw where you could get $15 off, and your case could only end up being $2.99. And it's the only every store I go into, it's all everything they're trying to get the piss away.
Well, they'll be having to lay off staff members, won't they? Because they're not making it. And I think someone, I saw something about one of the delivery drivers is quitting because he's getting sick and tired of being called a gay beer driver or something. And so, he's like, no, fuck that.
No, that's what happens when you work for a company that works for the Rainbow Coalition.
The Alphabet Mafia.
Right there. You see this guy? This guy right here. He has no time for their bullshit. If they show up and give him any shit, he is taking off toes. This guinea pig right here has chased a golden retriever because he gives absolutely no shits. So if you bring your stupid shit to my house with your agenda, I'm sicking Stripe on you.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
They might take it the wrong way and think of it as a sexual offering.
Yeah, that would be their mistake. They would be leaving with absolutely no toes.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh wait, let me go get a tube.
Yeah, it'd be a nice advantage for Striper because he can just slowly walk into the asshole.
Striper? Wasn't Striper a fucking Christian metal band?
Yeah, it was. You've insulted a pig, sir. You've insulted Stripe.
Yeah. Oh, what? Oh, is he called Stripe? I thought you called him Striper.
No, Stripe.
Right.
Like from Gremlins.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Because that's what he is. He's a terror.
Yeah, I think it's because most of your guinea pigs aim with names end with air, like Jumper and
Cringer.
Yeah. So I just thought Stripe.
It's only the two though, Jens. So you got Cringer, you got Cliff Jumper, then you have Dark Helmet, Rorschach, Stripe, Barnes, and Indy.
Right. Well, I didn't even know about Barnes and Indy. Are they new ones or something?
They've been around for a while. I've actually showed them off a few times during my BattleBot videos. So some of the newer BattleBot videos, shorts that I do, if you ever catch one, you're going to see a guinea pig talking in the beginning saying it's robot fight time. That's actually Barnes, where I just put him through the My Talking Pet app so he can actually look like he's speaking.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was like Cringer or they look quite similar, don't they? I don't know.
No. Cringer.
Yeah. Well, you need to get a family photo of them so we can all see them. And they know,
I'm sure
that's the one that's Cringer. He's the whitish looking. I mean, he's got a little bit of beige on him, but that's Cringer. He's the whitish one. Cliff Jumper, unfortunately, I only have him as a werepig, but he's like brown and white, so he looks a little bit different. Rorschach is black and white. Helmet is all black, with a little bit of brown on his nose, and Indy's like a sandy tan color, and so is Barnes because Barnes is actually Indy's dad. And Stripe is a big fluff ball with the long hair.
Yeah. I didn't even know you had fucking
7.
How many you got? 7 now, yeah. I thought you had about 3 or 4.
No, 7. I've had 7 for a while now.
All right.
And they eat a lot. And the bill gets expensive. Be like taking one of those SJWs out to a freaking dinner. They're eating everything. And then some. Ugh.
Hey, talking about what was fucking a bit yuck sort of thing. Was that Arnold Schwarzenegger's fucking new thing, which I'm gonna be doing a review about it, like full spoilers in that. I guess it wasn't yuck as in totally yuck because like there was some good action scenes and all that shit, but it was a bit too much of the comedy and a bit like not enough action for me, but still pretty good though.
He's too damn old to do action really at this point.
What movie are you talking about?
No, it's a series. It's called Fuba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did a review of the trailer, and it's basically what I've sort of said. Where it's there's a comedy in that, and so like they did go a bit down more of the comedy route than the action route. Even
Did
though,
did you see the Stallone show? What the hell is it? Tulsa King? Tulsa King?
Yeah. Oh, well, that was like,
Yeah, it was a couple months ago.
Yeah, it was storyline, and then usually at the end of the brutal fucking action scene right at the end. Usually like talking.
What's that one? Is that the one that's on Netflix?
I think it's Paramount. I think it's on
Paramount. Okay, yeah. See, because I don't have any of them anymore. Matter of fact, we got rid of Netflix. They were up in the fees again. That's another thing. Like they talk, all these damn streaming services, and that's why with Fanzine always talks about physical media is so damn important because all these streaming services, they keep raising their rates, they keep giving you less, and then they start wanting to punishing people. Like now they're talking about Netflix is talking about taking away password sharing. So where you used to be able to. Well, I know they were talking about it. I don't know if they implemented it or not, but it's one of those things that it's why you got some of those streaming services, and it's why you paid extra too on some of them, so you didn't have commercials. You'd be able to share it with at least 3 different people or something. Now they're trying to take that away. Like it's one of the reasons that I've kept HBO, which is now just Max, because they kind of they did that thing where they bought into Discovery. So I've got I think it's like 3 or 4 people I could share that with. So one of them is my aunt and my uncle back in Jersey who actually put me up when I was cleaning out my father's house. My wife has her own account so she can watch whatever it is she wants to watch, ghost story stuff or whatever. And then I have my own account. If they were to take that away and try to say, oh, no, well, you could only have one person per account, I would probably cancel that shit in an instant.
Didn't they
I have no patience for it.
Publicly encourage people to share passwords too, didn't they?
At one time, yeah. But there was a limit on how many you could share it with.
5,
and,
I think.
Yeah.
I think 5.
And then I think at some point it went down to maybe 4. Because I did notice on mine that you could only have up to 4 different icons for the account.
Yeah, my genius sister decided to hand out her password to everybody at her job, and she gave me her password. So sometimes I try to go on, I couldn't even friggin' go on because everybody else was watching it.
Hashtag subtitles for Jens.
Well, that's because I don't speak like a proper Englishman should speak, because I'm not that well off in the artsy-fartsy world.
Hey, Tommy, when the fuck did Frasier come on the stream, bro?
Oh, man.
This is how I speak when I'm talking to American women.
You should speak like you're.
Worked?
No.
Guys, we're going to. Oh, go ahead, Gap. Go ahead.
I was just telling him he sounds better in his 007 voice.
There he does. We're going to start winding it down here because I will be stopping by for an ETEP show a little later. If somebody has ETEP's link, I believe Tony. Tony's modded. Tony, if you or somebody else can drop ETEP's link in the chat, be stopping by for that. So I want to get a few minutes. I want to feed the pigs and grab a bite to eat and everything before I wind up going over to his show. So I'm going to start winding it down right now.
I want to thank everybody that stopped by in the chat. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate every last one of you stop in and you hang out and you chat with us and have a little bit of fun. I mean, that's what it's all about. But guys, remember what today was about, what Memorial Day was about. It was about honoring the sacrifice of all the heroes that died for this country because they believed in what we were and what we should be again. And the only way to do that sometimes is to fight back against these morons that want to destroy everything that this country is about and what we celebrate. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. So we're gonna give a rundown around the panel, guys, to be able to tell people what you got going on, and we will start with.
He don't know talking good like me and you, so his vocabularistics is limited.
That's where you're wrong. I speak perfect English. It's just that I don't do it because it sounds like I'm a right toffee ass fucking southerner, and that's not good where I live. So, but yeah, I've got like a stream hopefully tomorrow, usually like 2 o'clock-ish time in the morning, Greenwich Mean Time, which would put it round about like 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central sort of time. And hopefully I'll be doing a video of my review on Fuba, which is the Arnold Schwarzenegger's fucking series. And then Twitter is at 27A Edison.
Thank you for being here, Jens. I'm glad you could stop in and hang out for a while. Once again, a completely unscripted screen as usual from the guinea pigs.
Well, thank you for having me on, Thomas.
All right, next up we have.
Very interesting. I see your hobbies are drinking, smoking weed, and all types of ill shit.
Actually, I'm doing that right now, but I'm sitting out on the back of my house doing that. If you like toy shorts, I'm trying some music, dance music stuff to see. I'm trying. If you like toys and vintage toys, I do toy shorts. That's it. And thanks for having me. It's the first time I've been able to be on one of these, and I appreciate it. You guys are fucking wonderful people, and the chat are awesome. So thanks, Tommy.
Best chat on YouTube. Wes coined that a long time ago, and I completely agree with it. Every single person that are in the chats, especially on my channel, they're all incredible people. I've never had a bad one out of the bunch, and usually these guys are pretty amazing at taking care of getting rid of the trash as soon as they arrive. But thank you for being on, Gap. I appreciate it, man. And ever you have time, you want to stop in, just pop in the chat and let me know that you want to stop on and chat, man. I don't mind. I don't discriminate against anybody being on my channel unless they're total asshats.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and I look forward to when you and Vinny do your toy things. I've been watching the replays, but I really like that show, and it's really good, but it's bad because it enables me. Because every time you mention some damn thing, I got to go see if I got one, and if I try to find it.
I know, right? It's an addiction. It is absolutely an addiction, but it is what it is. All right, so now we got.
He says he's an a-hole, but he's not, and I'm quoting him here, 100% a dick.
No, I got nothing to promote. The dream's over, yo.
Yeah, throw you down, you fucking bitch.
That's it.
Oh, it's terrible. I think at one point you're going to come back again.
I need someone. I need people to show up. I can't have a panel just by myself. Now, can I?
No,
I showed up.
That's just masturbation.
Yeah, I showed up though.
40 minutes left me sitting.
I showed up. I showed up. Yeah, the key word though.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't have 40 minutes worth of patience. Sorry, bro.
Oh, it's one of those things we got to work it out. It's, maybe, God, and I hate to say this, maybe have to wind up creating a separate chat just for it and freaking put the time in the goddamn chat window so everybody knows what time it starts. And for everybody who's feeling a little bit dyslexic that day. I got time for Friday 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. I know on the next stream I'm going to do is going to be, I'm not sure if Trina's having one this week or not on Wednesday. Whether or not Drew's having one tomorrow, I don't know. These things kind of get left up in the air. And Thursday, I know Vinny and I have a show at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So that's the next time I'm doing something. I usually don't do a lot on Friday because usually Friday and Saturdays are the days that I'm trying to get more material together for my own channel, just for regular videos, for shorts and everything like that. So, I mean, a lot of stuff I'm doing with the BattleBots takes time to film. It's not like I'm filming these minute-long fights and it's like, it's no time at all because each one is only a minute. No, it actually sometimes takes me 20 minutes sometimes to get one single fight because we might have to record that fight over and over and over and over again until we can actually get it to finish within time. So it's a bit of a work even for the stupid little BattleBot videos. But we are still working on everything for BattleBots actually. So we're going to wind up having the live event. I'm still working on fixing a couple of these spots and getting them ready so we can do the lead-ins to the live event, which I know ETEP, Vinny, Tony said he should be able to be there for it too. Trina said she was going to be there, and Stig, and they're going to handle all the commentating. Why I actually just worry about fighting a bot on my end. So it'd be me and my brother fighting, and hopefully it'll be a little bit easier to handle in the live stream instead of trying to hang by the mic and hoping that my controller reaches a damn bot. But having a lot of fun with that, guys. If you haven't checked out the BattleBot stuff, check it out. I did post a bunch of stuff today. I actually sent a bunch of things for scheduling because I knew today was going to be a busy day and I wasn't going to have a lot of time to post things during the day while I was getting ready for this stream. And that's why I didn't have time to really get ready for this stream. And I kind of just threw it together last minute. Is what it is. Yeah. But thank you, everybody that's been here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Be sure to leave a like in there. If you can, stop back and check out the stream afterwards and just just watch first 2 minutes, just give it a little engagement and leave a comment or something like that. It actually helps me out in the algorithm, and that actually helps more people to find out what we're doing here and maybe come in and have a little bit of fun with us, maybe add more to the conversation. Maybe somebody might even stop in the panel and have a little bit more to add into the conversation, which is always fun. So guys, remember, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent. Hey, Ancient One, what's going on? Thanks for that. And we will catch you next time. Later, y'all.
Bye.
Assimilated, but you don't know yet. Attacking us is not very wise. Our army's growing every seat of your lives. What we are looking at, good and evil, right and wrong. It's a big world order. A big world order. A big world order. A big world order. Somebody's gonna wind up getting their toes nibbled off in here. A big world order. 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 Better hide your toes as we're coming for 'em. A big world order. A big world order. A big world order.